Some Republicans claim, rightfully so, that the Democrats are trying to steal the seat. So what happens now? Let's ask Congresswoman Mariannette Miller-Meeks and Illinois Congressman Rodney Davis, who's the ranking member of the House Committee on Administration. Good to see you both.
Good to be with you, and thank you for having us both on.
All right, landslide. Congresswoman, I want to ask you, your race was certified. We talked about this on this air. Your former opponent, we were wondering what she was going to do. We know now, you've probably guessed it, but she's continuing to raise challenges. How do you get past all of this and stay focused on what you need to do?
Well, you're right. It's the never-ending campaign, and we won on election night. We won on the county canvass a week later. We won on the recount, which was bipartisan. We were sworn in by a bipartisan executive council. She had the opportunity to make any petition or grievance or contest to the Iowa state courts. She skipped over that and went to Nancy Pelosi in Congress. And she did an interview here in Iowa, a television interview, and said she had to go to Congress to get the result she needs. And their petition was filed yesterday with Representative Davis and the House Committee on Administration. And in that petition, her attorney, Mark Elias, the response to that says that the committee should use all discretion to depart from Iowa law. And that tells you all that you need to know. This is about disenfranchising 400,000 voters. It's about getting the result they need, not counting every legal ballot. And it's about using a partisan political process rather than election process and election law here in Iowa.
That's right, Congressman Davis. It's your committee that deals with this. So walk us through what's happening now, because as I understand it, only 3 times in history has the House actually overturned a certified election.
Yeah, and the last time was in 1985 after a very close election in Indiana's 8th district. That's why it's McCloskey over McIntyre. McIntyre won by slightly more than what Mariannette won by, but a partisan political process ensued. And when the Democrats found enough votes that they counted to give McCloskey the victory, they removed they did not seat Rick McIntyre. Yeah. The difference between Rick McIntyre and Mariannette got sworn in. She's just like the rest of us. She's a member of Congress. The Democrats are going to use a partisan political process to try to expel her. And it's a rigged process. Mariannette won by 6 votes. Do you know how many Democrats voted on the House Administration Committee to not dismiss her case a week and a half ago? 6. So it's amazing Nancy Pelosi can use 6 votes to expel Mariannette, but not respect the 6-vote margin that the will of 400,000 Iowa voters put forth to send this great lady, this veteran, to Congress.
Right.
Well, Congresswoman, this must be so hard for you. And I know you just want to get to work and start serving the American people and serving your state. But are you counting these Democrat votes? What is the next step in the legal process for you? What are you doing looking forward?
Well, first and foremost, the voters of Iowa's 2nd Congressional District and the constituents of Iowa's 2nd Congressional District deserve representation. So first and foremost, I'm doing my job as a congresswoman from Iowa. So I'm in my district. I went to a workplace vaccination site. I was helping with vaccinations for COVID-19. I've been visiting with the Army Corps of Engineers with locks and dams on the Mississippi. We've been helping people get their passports, Social Security benefits, stimulus checks, you name it. We're doing what the people of Iowa deserve to have done as their congressperson. So you have to focus on that first and foremost. It's in the back of your mind. It overshadows everything. But first and foremost is people deserve to have representation. So this is going on. You know it's going on, and you have that process. And luckily, I have great colleagues and such as Representative Davis to help through this process. But we're going to continue to proceed as we're doing, talking about it. You're bringing it up to the attention of everybody is extremely helpful. People can go and sign a petition, pelosisteal.com, and they can make it known. And I've really been encouraged by people who have contacted members of Congress to let them know what they think about this process. But people in Iowa, including the Des Moines Register and all the major newspapers, said that they had endorsed Rita Hart, but she should not have skipped over the Iowa courts and she should concede. So I still think there's time for her to gracefully concede.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. And was it Stop Steal Pelosi? Stop Pelosi. What's the site again?
pelosisteal.com.
pelosisteal.com. Congressman Davis, you guys are in the minority, both in the committee, obviously, and then overall in the House of Representatives. when you talk to your Democratic colleagues, are they ready to cast this vote?
You know, when I've talked to them, and I feel like a broken record talking to some of my Democratic colleagues about this, they really weren't aware of the situation. But because of outlets like yours, bringing it to the attention of the American people of what an injustice this is to a duly elected member of Congress who possesses a certification, a certificate of election from the state of Iowa, you guys have made sure that Democrats have begun questioning their leadership on expelling Mariannette. And that is a big, big thing happening in Congress right now, because we only need to take away about 5 or 6 Democrat votes to make sure that Mariannette stays in Washington, D.C. and does the phenomenal job she's already begun.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we were able to do our little part here. Thank you for what you both are doing to fight. I get it. Pelosi's majority is going way down, and she needs to get it from wherever she can. But this is not one place that they should go hunting. Congressman, thank you for being here and for leading the charge in the House Administration Committee. Congresswoman, good to see you again. Keep the fight up. Please make sure you stay in touch with us.
We will do that. Thank you so much for bringing this to people's attention.
You bet. All right. Look forward to having you guys both back. The mainstream media, though, they're at it again. A liberal